Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Tuesday, October the 20th. The year's 2020. Let's talk trading. When to quit. Now, what am I talking about quit? Quit trading for good? No. When do you quit trading for the day? When do you maybe quit that trade that you're in? Something that we're going to consider. But just remember, these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. So when to quit? If you're in a trade, and of course, I know you have your risk management in place, and since you do have your stop loss in place, the trade might just quit for you. It hits the stop and you're out. But let's just say you've got a trade that's kind of meandering. Do you let it hit your stop loss, or maybe you just cut it short and scratch it? We talk about scratching trades all the time because sometimes market's just not doing what you thought it was going to do. So why stick in that trade? Why take the risk of getting all jammed up? It'll probably only affect your brain, and you might make a decision you regret. Or let's say you're trading during the day and you're having a good day. You're up a bucket load or a boatload of pips. Do you want to risk? Do you want to risk giving it back? Probably not. So maybe you just quit for the day. Say, you know what? I've had a good day so far. Why push it? Why give it back? On the other hand, you might be having a bad day. And you might say, you know what? I'm just not feeling it. I'm not reading it. I put a trade on it. It just keeps going against me. Maybe I should just quit for the day before I really do something dumb and blow the account. So that might be when you quit. So just consider that, considering when to quit. Now, I know there's some people that have thrown in the towel. They've blown an account and then they come back, then they've blown an account, and then they do it again and again, and then they give up. They quit. But you see, usually when they do that, it's because they didn't have their what? They didn't have their risk management in place. It's like one trade wipes them out. You should never let one trade wipe you out. It should be more like maybe 20 trades before you get wiped out. So anyway, let's take a look and see what's going on here. We've got the pound dollar here sitting 48 pips off the weekly low. You can see it's 84 pips off the high, and all gaps have filled. So if any of you traders got in on those gap fills, we had a couple the other day that hadn't filled. That's good. Good news, right? Okay, look at this. Very interesting. Here's the opening range for the week, and look what price did. It hit the high for the month on the first day, that the monthly range there, and then it hit the open for the month, and then it just moved right back. So sometimes these horizontal lines, they do come in handy. 307 pips below the yearly open. You can see we've got a red day, but just 2 pips below. Inside bar. Here's the daily. We had an inside bar 3 days ago. We had a weekly inside bar 5 weeks ago. You can see price jumped out yesterday, but today so far we've got another inside bar day. Not too many inside bars on the day. On the week we've got a few, and on the month we've got a few. Range compressed today on the pound, only 68 pips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 100, with 2 of them being over 200. And you can see here we entered the upper wick zone, we left it, and now it looks like we're trying to get back into it. And if we're just having a battle right here around the open, and you can see that here. Here's the open. You can see prices just crisscrossed it a bunch of times. We took out the pivot, which was just above the buy zone there. So you see we took out the pivot the second hour of the day, and then you got a short here, a short there, short there, a couple of longs, some pips in the bank, nothing to write home about. Rats, the red rats feasted, the green rats feasted, and then the red rats feasted. But really not that much of a feast considering we only have a 68 pip range once again. We did take out the pivot, as I showed you before. And here we took out the daily and we took out the weekly pivot. So those pivots have been taken out. Now, the wick zone, as you can see, in and out of that upper wick zone. And on the scalper here, you can see playing off of the 3-ball with the long trigger right about here. There was a nice trade to the 2-ball if you wanted. There was a quick scalp to the downside, but you had to be quick. Can't be greedy. And Walmall and I was trading this morning, and I called out that price was going to come down to 37, and I called that out because, looking to the left, I could see right here there was some resistance, as most people would call it, that probably would turn into support, and that's what happened. So once again, look left for clues when you're trading. And on the simple chart here, we usually use the 1 hour, just horizontal lines, and we just take the trades. We just trade what we see. Not too difficult. But, a lot of people, they really do try to make it more difficult than it need be. But, each to their own. Not everybody can trade horizontal lines. Some people just, for whatever reason, they can't grasp it. And that's okay. They can find something else. You don't have to use horizontal lines. I just think they're simple. And when you put some statistics behind what price is doing, it usually works out. So you can see here, we had a range. Actually, you can probably look right here. 22 pip range this hour. So there's no way price was going to stay within 10 pips. So it popped up to the upside, popped to the downside, pips both ways. If you were a red rat or a green rat, well, you got your pips either here or out from there. It's just not that difficult. But, some people, they just can't accept the fact that, price is basically going up and down. And your eyeballs usually can tell you which way it's going. And, you can go down to the 1-minute chart and you can get a good view of what price is doing. And you can expand it if you want and just really see what price is doing there. You can see here it poked through. So here, making lower lows, poke through, making higher lows. So I would expect price maybe to poke through up here again, but who knows? We just have to wait and see what happens. And, trading is just mainly waiting. I think you guys know that by now, right? And looks like maybe it is going to poke its way up there. Nope. Decided to turn right back around. But remember, right here is the daily open. Where is that chart? Right here. So you can see, I guess there's a bunch of sellers want to push it down. Don't know if the buyers want to push it up. You just have to wait and see what happens. Oh, we got top of the hour, so should be good for maybe a pip or two to the upside. And just have to wait and see. And somebody, they sent me an indicator they wanted me to look at. I might get a chance to look at it sometime soon. I can't make you any promises. Um, I mean, I like seeing, other indicators, how other coders code. I might learn a new trick or something. Um, but as far as systems or methods, unless they show some statistics, I'm usually not too gung ho on it. I mean, there's somebody who wanted me to write them an EA, and it's just like, number one, I don't do EAs. Um, and they wanted to use a bunch of squiggly lines, and I just don't do squiggly lines. I mean, every now and then I might, if it's something simple, something I may have already done in the past, and that maybe I just need to dust it off and make one little change for them. I don't mind helping people out. And it's like they always say, I'll pay you. Well, no, you won't, because I don't charge. Main reason, you wouldn't pay me my rate. You'd think I was crazy, but if you're going to want an indicator and this indicator is going to make you tens of thousands or hundred thousands of dollars, and you expect to, pay me $20 or something, I guess again, just not going to do it. But and besides, like I said, if your idea or thing is interesting, I'll just do it just to check it out for my own sake, and then I'll give it to you, and then you can donate to me what you think it was worth. That way we don't argue. Well, and the other thing is, a lot of people want to talk. And when it comes to coding, no, I want written specs. I want to make sure you have thought it through. So when you give me the specs, if I don't have any questions and I go and code it and I hand it back to you and you go, well, this isn't what I wanted. I go, well, that's what you asked for. Here, right here. Look, line by line, it does what you asked me to do. And so that's why I don't like to code for money. It's just too much back and forth. There's really no upside to it. But anyway, that's kind of off the path here. But once again, when do you quit? So it's 10 o'clock my time, which is 1 o'clock New York time. So the big boys are probably still out to lunch and the market's moving really slow. So really, this time would probably be a good time to quit. I mean, why push it? I mean, we got hardly any range unless something happens to change it. And it's probably pretty much done for the day. So that would just be, another reason to quit. Time of day in the market that you're trading. If you're trading the New York session, there's quitting time. If there's a London session, there's probably a quitting time. Asian session, there's a quitting time. Because whatever you're trading, the volatility dries up. There's not that many, it's just not active. Why put yourself through that misery? So, fellow traders, thanks again for watching. And if you're new here, welcome aboard. Come down here and click subscribe and click the bell and click copy and share the video all over the trading forums. So, when to quit? Well, time's about up, so I'm going to quit this video. But always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So, go out there and drain the banks.